been voting out there, and I'm willing to do that. I think when we come out of this primary, we absolutely need to have our strongest candidate running against her this fall. And that's why I'm asking for your support today, too. Our Congresswoman has voted for increased debt, increased spending. She told us when she voted for the stimulus package, which was almost $800 billion, it would bring jobs to South Dakota. It didn't. Instead, we lost over 8,000 jobs. That's not the way to stimulate our economy. In the legislature, I carried bills that stimulate our economy. I carried a bill on wind development that freed up regulations that were on our books to allow wind developers to come into the state and invest in our economy. And we did it without taxation. We did it without adding more regulations to jeopardize small businesses. I sponsored a bill that's going to allow a company to come into the state now and create a project that could be a $15 billion project and create 3,000 new jobs. And that's how you stimulate an economy, not by putting our children further into debt. I'll also tell you I'm a firm believer that we need to defend our Constitution. And I have done that, yes. And we talk about that a lot and talk about the importance of our Constitution, but I'll tell you that I believe everything that our Constitution guarantees us, including our Second Amendment rights. This year in Pierre, I carried the Firearms Freedom Act, which says any gun or ammunition that's manufactured in South Dakota, sold in South Dakota, and stays here isn't subject to any federal regulation. And I believe in that bill, and I'm glad the governor signed it into law because it's important to me as a lifetime NRA member, but a defender of our Second Amendment rights. And I tell you that those are battles that people don't have to fight, but that I'm fighting, and I'm hoping that you'll help me go to Washington, D.C., and to fight more of those battles for South Dakota. I'll tell you that I am everything that Hrsa Sandlin tells people she is. I'll tell you I bring you leadership, proven leadership, experience, and not just experience legislatively, carrying bills and defending them and being accountable to the people that I've represented, but also business experience. Running businesses, knowing what it's like to have a budget, to have people depending on you to make their payroll, to make good decisions. And I'll tell you also that I am South Dakota. I grew up here, I've stayed here, was educated here, running businesses here, and I'm raising my family here. And none of that is going to change if you choose to support me in June or this fall as your next Congresswoman. So I want to thank you for coming. We can sure take some questions as well, but most of all, I will tell you that we have a very short time frame right now before June 8th to win this election. I will tell you that every poll, every indication says this is an extremely tight race. We know that to be for a fact. We know that we are gaining huge momentum. By the hour, somebody that's very tight with South Dakota politics told me, every hour, Kristi, you're gaining momentum. The question is, can you gain it fast enough to cross that finish line first? And I believe we can, because I think the people of South Dakota know that they want to win this seat back. They want somebody there who has proven that they're willing to fight for us. And I don't want to lose the day after the election just because people didn't know who I am. Because we didn't talk to our friends, we didn't talk to our neighbors, we didn't email each other, we didn't call, we didn't work hard enough. So I'm going to ask for your help. This is going to be a big election. I will tell you that people all over the nation are watching this primary because they believe that if I come out of this primary and run this fall, it'll be a top 15 race in the nation. They are counting on South Dakota's seat to take that majority back in the House. And I'm looking forward to that as well, being one of the key seats that we need to stop Nancy Pelosi and to stop Obama's agenda. And we can do a big part of that here in South Dakota. So I will ask for your help. We are working and crossing the state like crazy, but we're going to win this through volunteers. And we're going to win this through people being willing to talk to their friends and family. And I would appreciate it. And Beth is going to pass around a sheet. Do you have one, Beth, that you can sign up for? We've got phone calls that we're looking for people to make, and mailings, talking, going door to door, things like that. So if you would sign up to help, boy, we would sure appreciate that. It's coming quick. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you letting me come today. Yes.
One question keeps coming up. What can one person in South Dakota do?
Yeah, his question was, what can one person do in Congress to change anything? And I agree. I would say that I'll give you my experience in the legislature as a good example of what I can do. Especially on this wind development bill. We had people on all sides of that issue. We had people that we're angry